What's up, y'all? It's Andy with Epeius Garage. For those of you that follow me, I'm sorry, my long format videos have been few and far in between. I have been very busy doing my pyrography artwork where I wood burn images and stuff and then I frame it. If you're interested in that, I make videos of all of it in shorts. I'll link those in the description and maybe on here so you can go check out my artwork if you're interested. But today we're making a floating shelf. I think it's going to be very simple. I have this walnut leftover cutoffs from a past project. I actually did a video on it. It was a walnut tabletop for a customer. I'll link that video in case you want to check it out. I'm going to be using these brackets that I bought on Amazon. However, I'm going to have to modify these because I don't really want to use these how they're intended. These are intended where you put these in the wall, you have your board, and you just set it on there. I want the floating shelves to be more floating to where you can't see anything. So my plan is I'm going to have to modify these some, and I want these to go into the shelf. So that way the shelf just slides up there and it gives that floating effect. To do that, I needed another type of drill press. I have a full drill press, but I've been kind of wanting one of these for a while. These are very versatile. You can move them around and it can be handy. So I went ahead and bought one of the Milescraft little portable drill press, and I'm going to try that out in this video and see how it works. Maybe you're not in the market for a full drill press or you don't have room for it. This might be an option for you, so you can check it out in the video as well. The reason why I have to use this is my drill press just doesn't have enough space for the drill bit and the boards. The boards are fairly wide. So I needed something, and if I do it by hand, we know how that's going to go. It's not going to be straight, and I won't fit it on the wall, and that'll be a chunk of walnut that will go to waste. I'm sure I'd find something for it. But anyways, that's the plan for today. I hope you enjoy the video. Stick around and maybe we'll make these work out. I hope.
And just like I said, these boards were old cutoffs, so I had to square them up. They still had some rough edges, some spots that were cut out of, and that's what I took it to my table saw and just squared up the edges. One of the boards had a little warp to it, so I'm going to remove that using my planer. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail on this. Basically, you put your shims under the board, shim it down. I use a little hot glue, and then you run it through your planer until one side is flat. Once that side is flat, then you can take it off of the jig and then flip it over on the flat side and run it through the planer until the other side's flat. Now you have a board that's flat on both sides. I did a video on this. There's plenty of videos if you want to watch more.
Welcome to my bathroom. So this bathroom was just recently remodeled by my good friend Sean. He owns the company Laying Style LLC. I will link their stuff in the description and go check them out. They also did my kitchen. Phenomenal work. Can't say enough about them. That's my free plug to you, Sean. But anyways, this wall is very barren. So I had this leftover, walnut that I already talked about, and we're going to make some floating shelves. So the problem is, and I don't know if it's a problem, but the toilet is no longer centered in this wall. This used to have a wall here and the toilet was more centered, but we got rid of the wall and now the toilet's just here. So I got a couple options. I can center over the toilet, just straight up. I don't think that looks very good. So the idea here is I'm gonna go off the wall about 5 inches like that. And I'm gonna measure off the side of the toilet on each side. So even though it's not centered here, it'll be centered somewhat over the toilet. So that comes out to 4 7/8 on this side, and I'll make sure the next shelf up is 4 7/8 off this side. I think that'll give it a nice look. Still gonna finish up this. This is kind of raw, but what I'm gonna put the brackets up on the wall where this is gonna go. And then from the brackets, once they're up there, I can get my hole centers, and then we can drill the holes in this. And then we can finish out this. I think I'm gonna round over the edges, maybe put some type of profile on it, and then of course we'll put a finish on it, and we got to sand this down to the final finish. So we've still got a little bit of work on the shelf, but that's the idea here, and it's kind of where I'm at.
I used this scrap piece of wood to kind of like a template. I marked 5 inches off the wall, which is what I wanted from that left side of the toilet. Then I was also able to mark the distance of my board, and I could mark my 3-inch distance from the edge of the board where I was going to put the brackets onto the wall. So this made it very easy to line out where I wanted the brackets. And then I used a torpedo level in that board to make sure that the next bracket was level. And then from there, I could just screw in my brackets.
I have my brackets up, they're level. Now what I'm going to do to get my hole centers for the boards, where we're going to drill holes in that, is I'll just measure from here to here, and then we got our hole centers. I have my hole centers, so next step, drilling the holes. Like I said at the beginning of my video, I went ahead and bought this little thingamabobber, and we're going to give it a try. It's got a line here where I can center it up. So what I'll use is my centering marker, and we'll just put me a nice center line on here. That way I can position this on that line. I don't know if I'm going to have to hold this down or what. I have it as straight as I can. I think the idea is I think I'm going to clamp this to the bench, and then we'll try that. That should work. I guess we'll find out.
Well, unfortunately, I forgot to buy a new drill bit with a 1/4 inch shank. This little drill press has a 1/4 inch cullet, so I had to use one of my paddle drill bits, but it actually ended up working really well, and I had no issues. I clamped down the board, and then I ended up drilling. And then even when you drill down as far as you can go, if you need to go a little deeper, you can always switch to a regular 1/2 inch drill bit and drill down. I do recommend, after you're done drilling, go in there with another drill bit and just kind of lightly go in and out to make sure you're getting all the shavings out, because I had some issues where shavings were compacted down there and it wasn't going all the way to the wall, and that was a whole nother issue.
Brought it back in here, moment of truth. Let's see how these holes line up. Right on. That's as far as they go in right now. This is where I talked about we need to modify. I'm going to have to cut these brackets down.
I needed to cut about 2 5/8 off of each end of those brackets.
I'm pretty happy with this. I think this is going to work out good.
Yeah, it was all going good until it doesn't go good. Anyways, never goes to plan.
I was going to remove these, cut them in the shop, but these anchors suck. I'll never use them again for something like this. I think they're like a one-time. Once you put them in, you can't take screws in and out of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to cut these in here, and be careful. I'm going to have to cover the toilet. Shit. Ran into a little problem with those brackets, not being able to remove them, because my whole idea for removing them was not only to cut them, but also so that I could use the back of them as a template, because I want to cut out a portion of that. So I had to make a little template. Just took some quick measurements, and what I can do, stick a 1/2 inch rod on there, and I can put this template on there. So I need it that way. And I made this little template bigger than what's the actual bracket is. That way I got some wiggle room. See, I want to cut that out a little bit with my router. That way it sets really flush against the wall, and the bracket's not giving it that 1/8 inch or 1/16 of an inch gap. So yeah, kind of threw a kink in my original plan, but that's all right.
I trimmed those little areas out using my trim router. It wasn't that difficult. I went around as close as I could to my lines, and then I used my chisel to square it up.
I wish when I would have been planning this or whatever, I knew more about these brackets. I didn't really read or look at the pictures and know there was a setting on it. So I'm going to have to cut these off. If you're going to do something like what I'm doing, maybe see if you can get some shorter brackets. I don't know if they sell them shorter or not, or just modify them. That's one way to do it. I'm going to use 4.5 inch thin cutoff wheel. It's important when you're using these that you use your PPE at minimum. Glasses, y'all. I'm going to wear earplugs. Some leather gloves would be optimal too. I reposition my guard so I'm not spraying all over the bathroom where I don't want it. I'm hoping to keep the direction down on this blanket so I can catch everything on fire.
Oh my God.
And I got water right there just in case. But yeah, so I already marked these. I'm just going to cut a little bit off, and that's it.
Once I had my brackets trimmed down, I was able to get out there and finish off the shelves. I decided to go with a 1/4 inch round over bit, and I just rounded over all the front and bottom edges. I left the back 4 edges squared so it fit up against the wall and didn't leave like a little curvature into the wall. As for sanding, y'all, I started with 120 grit, sanded it down, and then I went to 220 and left it at 220. You could go smoother if you want, but I really didn't feel the need.
Got it sanded down to 220. Time to put a finish on it. Today, I'm going to go with boiled linseed oil. I really like this. It's one of my favorite parts, y'all. When you put it on, it just brings out the grain pops, and it really makes it look exquisite. It's one of my favorites. But one thing you need to keep in mind with boiled linseed oil and other natural oils is when you're done with your rag, you need to make sure you're either one, throwing it in one of those fireproof containers, the red ones that I'm sure you've seen, or you need to lay your rag out and let it totally dry because it will catch on fire. I actually did a video of it and I showed the evidence. If you wad up the rag, throw it in the trash can, you might burn down your shop. There's a lot of people that have lost their shops due to this, and also leaving your cordless batteries on your chargers. Don't do that either, y'all. Those are 2 good ways to burn down your shop. Just throwing that out there.
For the final deal, I added a couple dabs of caulk to the end just to push it up against the wall, just to give it a little extra hold, I guess you could say. I don't know if it's really needed, but I'm really happy with how these turned out. I think they're excellent and they're going to hold up just fine. I don't think you'd want to put a whole lot of weight on these, but there's just kind of to hold some trinkets. I hope y'all enjoyed the video and maybe this gives you some ideas.